Good morning and welcome to the 2024 Turkey Shoot. Here we are live with you Sunday morning, 10 a.m, bright and early, bright and sparky. How are we doing, everybody?
All right.
Great.
Here we are, part 5. Is it 5? Thursday, Friday.
5, 6, 7.
6. 7. Carry the 1, divide by 4.
6.
Yeah. 6. Part 6.
Yeah. Part 6.
We are good to go. So anyway, I hope you had a good night's rest. Carrying on, ready to go with your modelling. Some great work been taking part. I looked around the forum earlier as well. So well done to everybody who's doing some build work. We'll have a look at those in a moment. Andy, how are you? How's your day yesterday?
Fantastic.
I know it wasn't the best day to be at. Bless you. Were dealing with family problems and things, but you were missed.
Thank
you
you.
were missed yesterday. So yes, all fine. Good. Nathan, what time did Ange get home? Did she have a car full?
About 10:30.
Right. Did you have to open up the car to get it in?
The amount of shopping wasn't that bad, actually. I think they.
Oh, right. Okay.
But yeah, they got back really late for a 6-year-old.
It is, yeah. Never mind. But then they did have a late start.
That's true. That is very true.
So fair enough. Good job. And Matt, how are you?
I'm good. Yeah.
Very
all right.
ready to go.
Yeah. Bright and breezy.
Have you finished it yet? Emma, what are you doing?
Do you want to see?
Yes, please. What are you doing? Seriously? Very nice. So I'll just put the camera on you. I've just got to rescue something from the dog.
Yeah. I have it painted. I'm not sure if it's fully. I've got a feeling because I've not got the stripes going underneath. I've got a feeling them stripes should have gone round, but I've gone off the Airfix instructions, which, to be fair, are a bit vague. And I didn't know if it's supposed to actually have a band as well here, a white band. Looking at other pictures, but I can't really tell from the old instructions. I'm doing it as is. But what I do have to tackle today is these.
Ooh.
So the bets are on. Do you think these will work or not?
Place your bets now, everyone.
Hey, this is a bit make or break, to be honest, because if my decals don't work, I'm stuck.
Yes.
So it's going to be interesting to see. So I'm just setting myself up a little palette just to soak them in and see if they work or not. I'll get me set and soul ready. But actually, I think that's coming out all right for the age of the kit.
I'm not going
right.
With all its raised detail and everything. So if it weren't really for the bad fit of the wings, which I suppose if I had a bit more time I could make a bit better, I don't think it looks bad for a 10-footer. You know,
No.
Never going to win any competition and stuff. The only thing I've got to do as well is take all this masking fluid off and paint the frames in, because there's no painting of frames. But my trusty extra acrylics should be all right for brush painting. Hence why I used these and not a tacker, because obviously I knew I had to paint the frames in. So I did think a little bit ahead. So I've lightened it a little bit with a bit of Insignia white just to break up the monotony of the blue. But I've really enjoyed it. I've got to say, I've really enjoyed this. It's been a nice little kit. And I've got, obviously, the wheels are all in primer, that is. So I'm going to get the pens out and colour them in, get them ready. Paint the legs. Try and get it finished as much as I can today. Might have to do a bit of weathering before Thursday, but just like I say, it's going to be, these things are going to be absolutely make or break today, this morning. So wish me luck.
You'll be fine. We will look on in awe at you as you tackle that. I'm sure it will be absolutely fine.
As you laugh behind your hands.
Absolutely. Well, we will be muted, so it's fine.
No sniggering at the back.
No sniggering in the back. Anyway, from my point of view this morning, I've got it decaled and I've put on a flat coat. Again, we had a bit of trouble with the flat coat. It wasn't really that flat. So literally just came on out. We've done that one. So the little tank is somewhat together. I have glued the wheels on now because I thought it would be easier just for weathering processes and all the rest of it. So we're going to let this dry for around about half an hour before I attempt to put anything on this. It's quite soft because literally I've done it 2 minutes before we came on air down on here. But yes, the little tank is doing its bit. So we are set and ready to go with this one. So I've still got quite a bit to do on this one. We've got to get all the stowage onto it. Obviously, there's lots of different lights and poles and aerials and things like that to go on this one yet. But obviously, we are going to weather it. So before I put all the little tiny bits on, we're going to dry brush this one. And then we're going to come in with a little bit of weathering. And then we'll do a little bit of oil work on it. And then hopefully this afternoon, we'll get going with a little bit of final assembly. So yeah, coming together very, very nicely indeed. So that one's doing well. So, Andy, how's it going with you? Any progress from the other day, or are you just going to crack on with it today?
No, I was going to carry on with it today. Let me just change camera there. So, no, the cockpit's all properly in now and ready. So, wings are all glued together, cleaned up. So, it's pretty much ready to go together. I reckon this session I might be ready for paint, to be honest with you.
Wow.
I'll see you.
Be nice.
Shall see. Yeah. It's going all right. Just slow.
Very nice. Yeah. Well, that's all right. We're all right. You went around yesterday. We'll let you off that one. That's cool.
Yeah.
Good job. And Nathan.
It's still very much not Cram-like, is it? I've had a bit of a gluing error with the. I've got one of the things in, but not the other one. So I don't think I'm going to get together today, but I'm just going to try and at least build up the tram. So I'm using, these are the one bit of clear parts from the kit I'm going to use, and then just try to get like the main central section together. So I can't put I don't know if you call them a cab. I can't put the cabs on because this one's taken a step backwards, unfortunately. But yeah, okay. I'm just going to plod on with it, see what I get done, really. I don't think this is a build you can rush in.
No, definitely. I don't think it is. It's definitely not one you can just fly through at a weekend. We always knew that was going to be a bit more of a bigger project. So, very nice indeed. Very cool. And obviously, good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world as well. Nice to see all the Flory family are up bright and early down in here as well. So it's nice to see all you guys down in there. And obviously, hello to YouTube land as well. You guys all down in there. Small armour is so cute. It is. I think the last time I did something this small was a commission, which must have been now over 25 years ago. I did a Fujami commission for the Nuremberg Toy Fair. And they had about 10 of all the little tiny tanks, and it was, little tigers and stuff, but they all fitted in the palm of your hand as well. So, yeah, but I must admit, I was of the impression when I started building this of that I hate this. This is a nightmare. It's too small. It's too fiddly. Sausage fingers, poor eyesight. This isn't going to go well. But now we've got it painted. Now we've got a flat coat on it especially. It's really popped and come to life. So I actually very, very enjoying it. And I have to say, from a build point of view, the instructions are a little bit lacking, shall we say. Could do with a bit more detailed instructions to explain some of it. But the fit has been perfect. I had no fit issues with this kit at all. And considering it is so small, sometimes you get like lumpy connectors, and sometimes with interiors that can, cause issues. None of that whatsoever. It is completely seamless on this thing. This doesn't need any filler. I haven't had to use any extra glue. I've been using a quick set glue all the way through on this pretty much. And it's just gone together absolutely perfectly. And apologies for the noise, but I'm babysitting this morning. And baby Amber is now deciding to eat her bed, which is here. That's why you can see a tail going past. Do we have to do that right now? Seriously? So, yes. I'm hopeful she might have a kip in a minute. She's been up since like 6:30 this morning, non-stop. So, yes. Either that, she's trying to get closer, like literally on my lap. Yes, good girl. So, but yeah, so plan of action for me on this one. In a minute, I'm going to give it a dry brush, and then we're going to do a little bit of weathering with this one. So that's the plan for this morning. I want to get it done, and then hopefully then this afternoon will be final assembly, ready for the final reveal. And obviously for you guys that have got some stuff going on there as well, obviously if you can get your build threads up to date for the minute, and we're going to have a look at those in about 5 minutes time. And then this afternoon, I'm thinking from around about 3 onwards, we'll start to go around and have a look at final, reveals that you guys have finished and stuff like that as well. That's the plan of action for today, really, on this one. And then we can all watch Matt try and decal.
To be honest with you, I've just noticed I do need to put stripes underneath.
Have you not done the underside?
Do you know why? If I'd have used my noggin and had a bit of brain power, look at the bloody box art. Look.
Yeah, the box art's a clue.
Yeah. But look at the instructions, look. So it's not, look, there's the instructions. Right, there's the top. Oh, is that?
I would say, to be honest, even from my point of view, looking at it, is that a white bit there?
Yeah, but look at the size of the instructions, like a postage stamp.
That's not.
Get your magnifiers on.
I have got my magnifiers. Anyway, I am actually going to quickly just put some white stripes underneath because I think it look nicer anyway.
White stripes.
White stripes are coming on.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just to be fair to you, the instructions are literally the size of a postage stamp, aren't they? So
they're not the greatest, are they? Let's be honest.
Hardly surprised if you miss something off of them.
Now, actually, trying to get the bloody things to look decent.
Never mind. Looking good. Sure, it'll be absolutely fine.
It's got two chances, hasn't it? So.
Yeah, there's some open, no hope.
If the decals are a bit yellowed, you'll get away with it on such a dark background, though.
That was my sort of theory on that. I'm hoping that's the case. Oh, balls, I've just dropped the wing off. Oh, no. Quick.
Oh, no, the wing fold's folded.
It fell off. Actually, that's a good thing for painting because I don't got to finger the rest of it. That's a cracking idea. Let's just unclip the wing. Here we go.
Yeah, just clip the wings off and do them
that's
separate.
I might leave it like that, look.
There's a Bob Ross moment if there ever was one.
It just, yeah. So we'll get there. We can repair it.
Right, okay, a couple of questions. So chat out your questions. Remember, everybody, if we don't answer them straight away, we're not just being ignorant or anything else like that. It's just I haven't actually seen them, all right? So just keep asking and we will answer you at some point. Right, okay, so first up, Matt, wouldn't risk it, use liquid decal film for the old decals, magic stuff. Have you got any?
No, we have at work.
Okay.
Which is not much good to me today.
No.
So I'm gonna have to risk it for a biscuit because I haven't got any of that. I did think of that, to be honest, and
see who does.
I've never used that stuff. Is it actually that good?
Oh, it stops you if your decals are going to shatter.
Yeah.
It does stop that completely because you just whack it over the top. You paint it over the top of the decal sheet. So you use one that you're not going to use, test it.
Yeah.
It's into like a million bits. Absolutely 100% stops that.
All right.
It's kind of like a replacement clear film, isn't it?
Wouldn't like lacquering over and do it?
No, because the trouble with the lacquer, if you're using like that, sometimes with the water it can dissolve it. You know, 'cause it's so thin. And also the trouble with lacquers is because they are very, very thin, they crack.
Right, okay.
So I know people used to say about the old hairspray techniques, spraying with hairspray, but that doesn't work. So you get wet, the hairspray dissolves.
Yeah, I suppose like brushing gauzy over it won't work either, would it? You know, like a.
Do you know what might crack? Is a really. I don't know what. If you put something over the top of it, there's a slim chance it might hold it together.
Well, the only way I have done in the past, if you water down crystal clear,
and
put a very thin coat of that over it.
What, like PVA it?
Like decorator's PVA. That really watery.
Yeah, basically, that's what you're doing. You're making a seal like you would do the same way.
Yeah.
I reckon. Can I just thingy something? People keep asking about this. I keep getting on my little videos.
Yeah.
Dispensers. If what it is a washi tape dispenser, you can get them off eBay.
They're like 79p.
Well, they've gone up a bit, to be honest, and I couldn't see them in singles. You had to buy like 4 at a time or something. So I'd search around, but it is a washi tape dispenser. So I think we've all got one, haven't we? We all.
Yeah. I've got one.
And to be honest, I've only just started using mine. We've had this years, and to be honest, I always had just a normal Tamiya tape dispenser. I thought, I don't know, it's a lot easier on this. I wish I'd have converted a while ago.
To be honest, the reason I got mine is because for 40mm Tamiya tape.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because the 40mm Tamiya tape is a nightmare. It tears continuously. So I used it for 40mm Tamiya tape and always had it in there.
I get one of those. That's my pride. Yeah, because washi tape people do have like hundreds of different tapes, don't they? So that's why they're selling it as a set.
Yeah.
They used to be 79p each. They were really stupidly cheap. One of those ridiculously cheap items when I first got them, wasn't it? And we did the thing.
Yeah.
Including postage, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was, including postage as well. It's stupid, but...
Shut up, that's it. The Flory effect, that is. I suddenly realised.
Yeah, quick. Yeah. Stick the price up.
Yeah.
I get myself one of those because I actually do use washi tape as a literal cheat.
Yeah, don't you find though that the washi tape can leave a little bit of a sticky residue?
It can do. So I tend to not use it for finer masking. I'll use it for filling.
Yeah.
Up top. But Tamiya tape on the proper edges. But I think as long as you buy in the genuine sort of Japanese stuff, I think there's washi tape and there's washi tape, isn't there?
Yes, yeah, there is definitely cheaper versions out there.
I've got it on here, and it's weird. It feels greasy. So there's definitely more glue on it. But just as a filler, I find it's okay. Like a second masking tape. It's cheaper than Tamiya tape by a country mile. Yeah, it's all right. I mean, not as good as Tamiya tape. I don't think anything's as good as Tamiya tape.
No. Yeah, I know what you mean. Right.
A couple of different brands.
Tape.
Yeah. I think I've used one of them Mr. Hobby masking sheet things, and it's still not. That's all right. But...
What's up, Pam? Amber, what's up?
Amber, what you doing?
Yeah.
Eating.
I think I got a question for the forum. We'll go with is it Christmas tree day today? Or is it still too early?
Oh, we're up for Christmas now. It's December. You can allow Christmas now.
We can get the Christmas tree out.
Yeah.
I tell you what I did discover last night when I was cleaning my airbrush. I was thinking the trigger's a bit
sticky.
Well, a bit hit and miss on this. Anyway, I took this back bit off to have a look at the needle, to clean the needle. Anyway, it weren't even tight. The little nut weren't tight that was holding it in place.
You call it.
And also, hold on, that bit there, this bit was loose as well. So everything that was loose.
The entire back end, yeah.
Yeah. So no wonder it weren't,
it just worked its way loose.
What, sorry?
It just worked its way loose.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I mean, it is a cheapo airbrush, so I do expect, but I quite like it because it's got that little cup on it, the smaller cup. So, right, I'm just going to clean this out so I can paint some white. I'm just going to mute myself.
Who doesn't love clear parts?
That's my next job to mask some clear parts up.
Tell you what, next time someone tells me to do an Esky Starfighter, I'm going to listen.
Yeah.
It might be a case of clamping these parts up and then that's it for the next hour. Good grief. Funny how one side's gone really well and the other side's not playing ball at all.
Yes, do they do a clear gloss or matte finish pen? I saw that one earlier. No, as far as I know. I could be wrong, but I'm not aware that anyone's done one of them yet.
A clear gloss or matte?
Yeah, a pen.
Oh, pen.
Doing little jobs. Yeah, that's it for a pen.
It would work. The gloss would work because you could flood it, couldn't you?
Yeah.
And let it sort of self-level.
Mm-hmm.
That's 2 products invented this weekend: gloss varnish pencils and Umbro paint scented candles.
Yeah.
I'd buy that.
You wait. Airfix will be knocking them out next week.
If we can do.
You wait.
That would be a proper April Fool's one. Will you watch? It'll come out on April 1st next year. Umbral scented candles. Pre-order now.
Yeah, the smell of your childhood.
They can make soap that smells of road tar for men. They can make paint scented candles. All right, so I can put my tree up. The tree's been up.
Put your tree up.
I've got a 6-year-old who's wanted a tree up since like Halloween. As soon as Halloween was over, it's like, can we do the Christmas a bit early?
Right, okay, so we're just giving this a quick dry brush everywhere to knock it down a bit, to fade it in a bit. That's the first bit on.
Well, Lathan's not heard of washi tape before. If you go on Amazon, you'll see lots of it. It's got like decorations on it, and lots of people that do like making like
cards and stuff.
Cards.
Yeah.
I bet you could buy loads of Christmas themed washi tape at the moment.
Washi tape is actually a brand name.
Yeah, it's
actually its own product.
So you do get like genuine washi tape, which is really good. Like I said, it comes in sets. So I reckon this set that I bought with how many rolls in it? I don't know, about a dozen.
Sorry, right, that one. Yeah.
That set of a dozen is probably about the same price as 2 Tamiya tapes.
Yeah, because I bought that same set as well.
Yeah.
Of them with all the different colours. But there you go. If you go to the side, Nate, it's got a picture of the box holder on it.
Oh, yeah. But this one, I think, was from that Kenji shop, which sells all Japanese weird stuff.
Yeah.
So they sell it. Hobbycraft do a version of washi tape.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it behaves 90% like Tamiya tape, doesn't it? It doesn't.
Yes.
It stays down. So if you put it down, it's still there a week later. You can cut it. It does. You can do precision masking with it. It does work.
Mm-hmm.
But like Phil said, there's sometimes a bit of a residue. So if you do that thing where you detack it like that on your fingers, it'll do everything Tamiya tape will do for you.
Yeah.
For a quarter of the price, but just try and buy it from a decent sort of try. If you see a really cheap one, it's probably cheap for a reason.
Yeah.
There's a lot of knockoff washi tape around.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can get it for a reasonable price at your craft shop. Right, let's see what I can. I'm just going to watch glue dry now. This is such fun. Oh, boy. I think this tram building's going to catch on, It's so. Look at it. It's so fiddly.
Okay, so what I'm doing next is I've just got some dark dirt wash and I've put it with 50% water. Trouble is, if you put that on here, it will not flow because it's not got enough thing in there. You could add a drop of washing up liquid, but if you get a little bit of acrylic airbrush cleaner and a couple of drops just into there, it will break the surface tension and it will allow it to flow a little bit nicer, hopefully. All right, so you just do a bit of that and then we'll start it somewhere we don't care about too much, like the underside. And we're just going to brush this around in here. And we're not going to rub this off too much. We might have to take a little bit, but technically all we're doing is we're just trying to get the wash to cling around on the running gear and the nuts and bolts and all things like that. So, again, if it goes horrendously wrong, we'll just hit it with an airbrush with normal water in it and wash it off. All right, but you might need to give it a little bit of a rub to get it to go and do its bit. All right, so we're just literally coming in here now to give it all of that nice look and details. Again, coming to this side. And then being a vehicle, the great thing is about it and the wash is that you can then just stand it on its wheels and where the wash naturally pulls up as it dries is pretty much where it would do it in real life. So you can actually go it. Obviously the tyres and wheels are a little bit different because they're spinning, but as for the underside with the running gear, I would just do it. So we're just going to put a little bit on the inside of the wheels because, to be honest, we didn't paint these, so it would be a good way of hiding some of the more detailed bits. Just down in these. Shake out the excess. And I'm just going to place it down. All right, and then we can basically just work our way around everywhere else now. So again, keep the wash all mixed up and looking nice onto the wheels.
What wash are you using?
Just the dark dirt.
Oh, right, okay.
To be honest, there is a reason for it because the dog's asleep, and my grime is on the other side of the studio, and I don't want to wake the dog up.
No, okay,
that is literally the reason for doing this. Is purely, I would normally use grime maybe. I think it's maybe a little bit dark, but from a point of view of photographing and stuff like that, I think it'll work fine. But again, it's just watered down just a little bit, just to, you know, enable it to do its stuff. And all I'm going to do for the moment is the edges, and then we'll let it dry a bit, then we'll carry on. And you can build it up, so we can do a little bit just down on here on the wheels. And then what we can do is we can then add a little bit more on the top. And if you want to, you could change colours and that. This is more for speed than anything else. And then hopefully it'll just give us that type of look we want of having a bit more grime and dirt build up.
Did you say you got a bit of washing up liquid in that?
Yeah, I put a little bit of airbrush cleaner, just acrylic airbrush cleaner.
Yeah.
Purely just to help speed it up, to break the capillary action. It doesn't like it. It's already gone a little bit gritty on this, to be honest, but it should be okay. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to put some over here on the grills. But because we've thinned it, we shouldn't need to come back and actually wipe any of this off because it will pull naturally where we want it to.
Right.
So hopefully it will all stick in the nice recesses. And in anywhere where it's got grooves and cracks and all these things, you know, that's where we want it to go anyway. So again, I'm just going to pop it around on these, a bit around here, a bit on the turret.
Considering you flat coated it about 10 minutes ago, it'll probably stick.
Well, it should stick very well.
Yeah.
But again, that's the other thing as well, is that because it's thinned, it shouldn't stick too much. Because it'll be quite thin. It's not going to be as noticeable perhaps if you'd done it. Then all you do is you have a look at it, and if you see an area where it's got too much, it's a little bit pulled up, just take your brush and just tap it and just suck up the excess. So anywhere you can see a little bit too much wash, just pop along and you can draw some of it off. All right, and what we'll do, we'll leave it and we'll see how that looks in a minute. But already it's really dulled it down. You might remember yesterday it looked quite bright because of the markers. But, you know, for a quick job, as this is, it's sort of ideal. So that's all we're trying to do here. Just a nice little quick job. And again, we'll come along with some neat oils after this. And so we'll just let that dry, and then we'll come back and we'll have a look and see what we got. Pimples. Yeah, that clear tape holder, there's hundreds of companies will do it. It's like an OEM version. That's why there was 79p out of China. You know, am I right? Didn't I get a load in for some of you guys?
Yeah, probably.
Sure, I think I bought 10 for like a £5. It was ridiculous because they were 79p each, free postage. It was like just stupid, out of China. Again, I can't show you, but Display do specialist tape holders for all the different sizes as well that are stackable. Because Krista's shown his one with it in there with all the different thin ones put in. Again, I prefer now to use a cutting board to make thin tape because then it's fresh. It hasn't been sat on a roll and stuff like that. Sometimes the edges can go a little bit funny.
That better, huh?
That looks better. Nice recovery.
Thanks. Good old white Aquis primer.
There you go. Ideal.
Right.
Right. Okay. Where are we? Question: how would you rate the Academy F4C 48 scale? I'm thinking of getting the Hobby Boss 2000 boxing. To be honest, it was my go-to kit for a Phantom, for bang for buck and all the rest of it, because obviously it's a vast improvement on anything you're going to get from the Hasegawa days, and the Zucchimori ones were almost £100. But that said, the Academy ones have now shifted up in price a little bit, and the Zucchimori ones have dropped. So again, it's one of those, everybody has their price point they're willing to spend on a particular kit, but honestly, if you spend that little bit more and go for a Zucchimori one, they are far, far superior. They've got amazing detail all the way through. I built the EF4J, the Japanese one, and did it in the special markings and all the rest of it. That's a mega kit. You don't need any aftermarket for it. It is beautiful all the way through. So honestly, now when people say to me about what would I recommend, I say pay the extra 15 quid, get the Zucchimori one, because it is absolutely mental. So really, really nice kits. And again, obviously you've got other options out there. You've got the Meng one as well, which is actually quite a nice kit. But I still think for a Phantom, the Zucchimori one is really, really nice. Obviously, you've got the Tamiya ones up there as well. But if you want the long nose versions and things like that, the Zucchimori ones are pretty much top dog. But that might change with pricing, especially if you're in America soon. But as for the F4C, sorry, now I read it properly, then yeah, you're going to have to go Academy for that one. But yeah, Phantom family is rapidly expanding with lots of companies at the moment. What kit is Andy building?
I'm building the Airfix bow fighter.
Very nice.
You can get it into shot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that one. Whew. Very sweatily because
the heating's blasting, is it?
Yeah, well, Shell came up and shut the door, and the heating's blasting in here, so it's like a furnace.
It's all right. You've got your specialist stuff to turn down your radiators, haven't you?
Not in this room, no.
Oh, right, okay. You could just twiddle your knob.
Yeah, it's buried underneath the desk behind a subwoofer.
I've just seen one there. Nathan, how are you getting on with your 32nd scale Tornado?
My 32nd scale Tornado is ready for primer. It just didn't make it for Telford, so the run up to Telford, I just had 101 other things to do. So I decided not to rush it. Which is theme of the week, I think, isn't it? Yeah,
yes.
just did again. It's fine. It's literally ready to prime. Apart from the canopy.
David, we're not specifically having questions like that, like the question area and that for the show, because it's too much running around with everything going on. But if you just post up your question in the chat, and again, like I said earlier, if you don't get an answer, keep asking, because it's just, you know, because it moves quite quickly. If we don't see it, it's very difficult to scroll back. As anyone who's ever tried to do that on our chat room knows, it jumps. So just keep asking it, and we'll hopefully get it to you. James is just pointing out, Matt, you have done the white stripes on the tails, haven't you? No, that's on the horizontal tails. Runs off check to his instructions.
Apparently. Oh, don't. I don't want to talk about it. I've just cleaned the airbrush.
Why are you supposed to have them on or that?
Oh, for God's sake. Oh, God. It's going to be one of them mornings. I can feel it already.
So that's not me. I didn't mention that. That's James mentioned that in the chat.
James is going to be banned in a minute if he carries on. He's trolling.
That's a good one, James. Good for spotting that.
Look at the box art. Can you see any white stripes on the tail?
Not with your finger in the way, no.
Oops.
Which carrier is that from? Because the white tails are about the carriers, aren't they? Each carrier has its own colour.
Why are they not on the chuffing instructions?
That's because they're in black and white and poorly printed.
You painted the cowling as well, Matt?
Yeah, I have painted the cowling, look.
Yeah, he's done that. He's all right with that.
Mine said repaints. It said repairs.
Right, hold on. Let me go to this. Going to have to screw everything up now. If this goes horrendously wrong, you can blame Mark. Anyway, Mark, why are you in both chats? It's like an echo. Hold on. Where are we? Chat. I can't find the chat. There it is. Chat. Questions for shows.
Oh, do you know something?
Yes.
Oh, God. I have just read. Right. I've just read.
Let's cut to Matt. Go.
I've just read the little bit at the bottom. Right.
Yes.
So it was dark blue, all surfaces. Black. Wheels, tyres, engine, propeller, and guns. White. G3. So this is how old this is. Spinner. Bands around the cowling. Wings. Tailplane. Fin and rudder.
Yes.
Cock. Yeah. Cock. Okay, right. Looks like I'm back to masking and painting. Perhaps I should have read that.
That's a kit showing its age, isn't it?
Yeah, and I'm not used to building something this old where it's actually got writing you have to read. I was just going off the pictures. Oh, this is proper. All right, okay. Let's do a bit more masking. At least my stuff's out. Hey, at least all my airbrush. That's
Oh, she heard you.
Yeah.
It's all right, the white tone.
It's exactly what I'm thinking. Where's the tape?
Fine. Right, okay. Question from Mark. He's saying, can anyone help with a little bit of advice here? He's inherited these from his late father, ex-Raw Green Jacket. We have 4 tubs of these little things.
My God.
Anyone know what these are?
I know what
USA
they are.
and West German, but I've no idea of where they're from or what they're for.
They're tiny.
That's a chieftain, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like it. Is that a
4-3-4?
Yeah, is that a 432?
Yeah, or the ambulance version, whatever it is. 4.
Is that a Bedford? Is that a Bedford?
Yeah, that's definitely a Bedford. Yeah, it is. That's definitely a Bedford.
Okay. Jesus, how small?
Yeah, they are a bit ickle. Yeah, look, it's definitely a Bedford. Look at that.
Yeah, it is, isn't
But look at the tub he's got of them all. Perhaps they're for wargaming.
Tactical stuff. Perhaps it's for tactical stuff.
Yeah, perhaps they have it on a map.
On a map. I have no idea, to be honest. Have they not got a maker's
where
mark?
Where they play little tanks. I have no idea. If anybody knows, post up now.
Yeah.
Teeny
I
tiny.
mean, what are the old British Army of the 70s and 80s, is it?
I think so, yeah. Yeah, I'm thinking more 80s on that, isn't it, with them?
I don't know, when did the Charlie 1 come into service? That's late 80s now.
Late 80s, wasn't it, I think? Because it was in for the Gulf War in 91, so...
Yeah, it was, yeah. Right. Oh, God, it's massing these bands up.
Right, all right, let me put it all back.
Bill's fault.
Not me, it's James's fault.
At least, I think I have got lines to mask off, actually. Our Airfix have done it, thankfully.
Oh, there you go, you see. I'll tell you what I like. And I found it on a few of theirs now. Hella do it as well. Remember when I did the flying boat thing? The CL41 whatever. That has got very fine lines for the paint masks. Where the painting lines are. Yeah.
Else. What else had that?
But they're moulded as in very fine raised detail to show where all the stripes go and all the colours are and all the rest of it.
Do you know what actually has it? If anybody's got the original, well, I presume not original, but the Super Freighter from Airfix that's just been re-released as a vintage classic. If you look at that, there is apparently a sort of the lines where to paint the blue or whatever colour it is. I presume it's when you were brush painting.
Yeah.
And you've got a guide then to put your lines in. So, yeah, interesting. Right.
Yeah, the guys in chat are saying about those tanks, it looks like they're 6mm scale.
Right.
Team Yankee do the epic scale version, 6mm. That's proper ickle, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's ridiculously ickle.
Right, I need to see actually where these stripes go on the tail. Now you've told me that.
Apparently, Ammo sells tape now that's specifically low tack for metallics.
Tape?
Didn't know that. To be honest, I'm not really up on Ammo stuff.
Well, it should be.
Should be, really. I must admit, it's very sad. But seriously, I'm bombarded by about 8 zillion tons of AK stuff all the time. But don't really get bombarded by Ammo. So... Steve says, "G'day, gents. I've been modelling for around 10 years now, and you were the influence, Phil. I do apologise. I'm sorry. I've now wasted 10 years of your life. Cost you a fortune.
Apologies to family."
Yes. He's also saying, can do all aspects of modelling and have moved to scratch building studio scale Star Wars models using parts like ILM did. Very nice.
Yeah, a bit of that. A bit of greebling.
It is funny though, we talk about, I know we were talking about it yesterday or the day before, wasn't it? How that greebling's now been superseded by 3D printing.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, nobody greebles anymore. Literally, it's just 3D print. Design it, 3D print it, print it. Even if it's a greeble part that goes on these kits, if you look at what various studio scale model companies do, not just ILM, there's lots of them out there. And most of them now, even, they don't do the entire thing. They'll just do sections of, and then they get attached and various things.
Makes sense. It's probably quicker, isn't it? Cheaper. Imagine being the ILM guy, got dispatched to the hobby shop and just bought the whole shop.
Well, apparently that's what they literally did, wasn't it? They'd go down to the local hobby store and they would just grab a load of kits and bring them back and then rip them out and go through it. If you look at pictures of when they were working on things like the big Star Destroyer, in the background on the shelves, all you can see is kits, you know, and there's sprues lying everywhere where they've just taken bits off and just sticking them on and stuff.
What a room to be in, eh? Building from you.
So he says about to this day he still screws up basically doing aircraft canopies. He just can't do them. You maybe use one of those damn pens to do the stripes. What are you thinking? Is it like the framework you're struggling with? If it's the framework, honestly, get a mask set.
Yeah.
So as it says on my top.
It literally, buy a mask set. If you're doing aircraft, you can get a mask set for any aircraft. They are so easy. I've just done a video and I've just released it as well out on the old YouTube land. It went out live to the world the other day.
There you go.
You need a mask set for that. Seriously, for people who struggle with this, if you pop over to, shameless plug, I know, but it's free. It doesn't cost you a penny to do any of this. You freeloading YouTuber types, right? Pop down in here. Go down to quick tutorials, and me and Matt have been updating this. It's going to take a while to load in because there's a lot of them. All right. So these are all the little short, bite-sizey type ones on all aspects of modelling. Literally removing the sprue, decaling, gluing, cleaning up your models, priming, you know, weathering with oils. You know, there's loads of stuff in here, right? But down in here, and I put it up the other day, is this one. So this one here talks. I'll keep it muted so we don't do. All about using the mask set and how easy and quick they are, even on the more complex ones, which this one is, where it's basically outer framework and things like that, of just going through and then, you know, banging down the actual sprues to it, and then obviously getting your main ones, obviously your more traditional ones like this, You know, so obviously your bigger parts, and I talk about putting them in the corners, getting them to lay out, and you know, basically squaring them up and all the rest of it. It's pretty straightforward onto these ones, and then right the way through on these complex ones like this. But if I was to actually do this the old school way by hand, you know, especially around curves in these type of areas down on that window with your inner window into it, would be an absolute nightmare, you know. And they, you know, for the price that you pay for one of these, which is anything from, I don't know, what's the price of Marset? These £5 to £10, depending on your scale and your complexity.
Yeah, I'd say.
You know? Yeah. But because they're die cut, they've got beautiful curves, and it's all specifically designed for the particular model you're working on, so it's going to fit. You know, you're not going to have a problem with it as these go in. So you can see we'll just get it in there. And like I always say, get the corner in and get your first corner in square and all right, and then you'll be absolutely fine. Unlike this one, which takes a couple of attempts to get the right, to pull it to the second corner. Once you've got two corners in, you just push it flat. You know, as I say, just getting it in. And because it is kabui tape, which is what this stuff is, it's got a slight bit of flex to it. You can curve it, you can bend it as well, right the way through. So you've got all of these. And then a quick bonus tip, because I've had a couple of people saying, I never thought of doing that. You know, one of those things. So when you've got the inside bit, it talks about, obviously, you know, using a bit of filler. No, what I do, you see the spare strip you get round the edge of this, cut it into strips and use the stuff that's left over, because there's very good kabui tape on the edge, and just use it. And you can use that for all your filling in work. So you can just literally pop it in and do it. But everyone throws away their mask set after they finish. There's a lot of tape on there that you can still use. So you can use it for all your filling in jobs. If you're like me, or like Matt, as he's just found out, and you don't want to use masking fluid because it takes forever to dry and it goes everywhere, you can just literally pop in. And obviously I've just got it slightly to the wrong length, so we just need to cut it back a little bit shorter. Come in, nippy, push, and you're good to go. And that way we just continue and we fill in with it until it's all done. Get them all in there like that. Last little bit goes in, using all the offcuts around the edge of the masking set. Just going to curve him in, and there we go. And that is the simplest and easiest way to do it. Once you have done that and you've got that all in, all right, what I tend to do is I will then glue it to the model, and there's another video up for that one. All right, down in there, get that seated in properly and nice. Then I always give it a coat of black paint, because that will show through on the inside, and it is black on the inside. Obviously, if it's green, yellow, pink, sky blue, whatever it is, always paint that first. Then give it another coat of black right the way over the top, and that will light fast the canopy. So by light fast, it means you won't get any light traveling through the painted surface and giving you that translucent look, which looks awful. All right, so it'll make it look strong, it looks thick, it makes it look heavy, it makes it look solid. All right, so when you put on your final top coat color and you unmask it at the end when it's all done, your framework will be thick, bold, solid, and strong looking. Because there's nothing worse when you see them sometimes and somebody's just put like grey paint on or a little bit of blue, and you can see light traveling through the paintwork and it just doesn't look solid. All right, so make sure you do with that. But that is literally it. And for the sake of spending, you know, £5 to, you know, £7, £10, depending on the scale, using for a mask set, it will save you ages. And it's not just the canopy on this. I used it for all the windows on the Osprey completely. So yes, do that. Do it. Do it now. And then obviously you'll need a apron that says you need a mask set for that. And also then, you know, obviously for taking out seam lines and stuff, there's videos on there as well which talk about getting rid of those said seam lines as well. Exactly the same thing. So by polishing, scrape clean first, then polish, you know, and then completely do, and even through to dipping and stuff, there's all videos about all of that on there, and they're all free to watch. And also with mask sets, just to say, because obviously Lenny's saying about his mask 15 canopies a day, don't forget you can reuse them. which is a valuable little thing. So what I did when I used to be on commission days and doing lots of multiples, 10s, 20s, 30s, hundreds of the same thing, what I tended to do is reuse the mask, because you'll get probably about 3 or 4 goes out of it. But then also, when you've got the mask sheet and it is empty, I haven't got one here. Yes, I do. So I've got this one here, and it's like this. You can use it to trace. So you can actually put then your Tamiya tape on top, cut round it, and then take them off and go again if you want to be proper frugal with it. So you can actually use these as a template for cutting more out and then just going over them. So all you do is you put your Tamiya tape on top, put a light underneath it, with a little bit of clear acetate to protect whatever the light is, and then you can just cut round it and go again and again and again. And when I was doing things like the Hornets, that was a staple job, and I'd spend a couple of hours making up 20 mil sets out of just 40 mil Tamiya tape normally, because it's a cheap way of doing it. Or you can buy Kabui tape in the sheets. Can we still get that, Matt?
Yeah, Tamiya do the Kabui, the grid one and the plain one. I about say, Phil, just think how much time you would have saved if mass sets would have been available in your commission days.
Oh God, yes. There was a few around. Edard was just sort of breaking into it. There's a few other companies, but not like now.
That was like the vinyl ones, weren't it? The original vinyl ones,
the horrible
before they
stuff.
changed to tape.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, if you're rattling them out, that would have been hours saved, really, wouldn't it? Masking canopies up.
Yes.
Because me and you was on about it, weren't we? How they actually go about doing it, how it's the process of designing and getting them to fit properly.
Yeah.
It's quite interesting.
Yes, it is. It's not as straightforward as people think,
Yeah.
So, definitely is one of those ones where it's very interesting to work out with the complex curves, especially if you're doing things like on an aircraft where, you've got a canopy and it's different widths. Thunderbolts are classic because they sort of bulge out a little bit as well. And to do that, to get the curve so it all fits, it's a real science to do things like that.
I'm just waiting for a company in Canada to come back online to actually be able to ship worldwide, because they do custom sets when they're open, and they do some bit more obscure sets as well as normal ones. So it's a company called Kit Masks. If you've never heard, MASKX, should I say?
Yeah.
I think because of the Canadian postal strikes and stuff, they can't ship at the minute, which is a shame, because there's a couple of sets. They do one for the privateer. Do a nice set for the privateer, and another project I really want to do that I would be wanted for ages and wait for someone to do a mass set. They actually do it. So as soon as I can get one, I will do. But interesting, yeah. So little cottage, I think it's a husband and wife sort of setup who do it. So
ideal.
Yeah, good stuff.
Cool. Right, a couple of little questions down in here. First of all, talking of that one, you've had a couple of people make orders with me and saying about, can you hold off saying, if you do want to place order, especially for the mugs, I'm not done with them. So if you want to get an order in for a mug members and you are in Canada, not a problem. Just place the order. As soon as the strike's over, I'll post it, but I'll hold it for you and all the rest of it. But place the order, because over half of them have sold now. So we haven't got that many left in the great scheme of things. So if you do want to get next year's mug, get your name down from soon. All right. But if you are in Canada, place your order and I'll ship them as soon as the postal strike's ended. I know I've got 3 of you have said to me, separate people have said, can you hold on to it? Yes, it's not a problem. We won't send anything to Canada at the moment. Otherwise, it will just sit there freezing in a container somewhere until the strike's resolved. The other one as well, David Lynn Osler, a member, called me on the phone last night and said that he think his membership has expired. Can you check really quick and see? I can't do it right now. It's on a completely different system to what we're doing right now. David, shoot me a message on the forum and I'll go and have a look during the break. Usual thing is, if you have expired, for whatever reason, and you pay via PayPal traditionally, all right, or you've got a PayPal subscription running with us, all you need to do is just log into the forum. If it says, would you like a subscription? It means your subscription's been cancelled, normally because it's had 3 failed payments. It tries to make payment attempts 3 times, and on the 3rd time, if it fails, it cancels you. Then by default, the system comes back and says, you need to subscribe. All you do is just resubscribe to it and you'll carry on exactly where you left off. You don't need to do anything, because all it does, it connects your subscription to your membership, and you just carry on where you left off. Your membership is always there; it never gets deleted. But obviously, your subscription won't allow you to get into the forum and obviously into the videos and stuff like that. So you will need to sort that one out. Patreon's a little bit different because Patreon, for whatever reason, does not let me know you've resubscribed, which is a real pain in the bum, because sometimes I have people and they're like, well, I can't get in the forum. I didn't know you resubscribed, because it doesn't physically tell me. So you might cancel your subscription for a couple of months, come back, resubscribe, and you've done everything you thought you needed to, but it doesn't tell me, you know, and then obviously people get upset. So if you do resubscribe to Patreon afterwards, just shoot me a message. Just use the contact me, or do it via Patreon itself. It's just as quick, so I'll pick them up as well, and it can let me know as well. So if you want to do that one, you can do.
That's if your membership's expired, not you've expired. Because
not if you've expired. Don't tell anyone. I'll keep taking your subscription for years.
Right. Well, my stripes are on this time, so I think that might be it. I hope.
Are you sure you've got them all on now, Matt?
I think I might have them all on. Yes.
On top and bottom on there.
Look, top and bottom. Look.
Yeah.
Apparently, they only go. The top one's got full down over the ailerons.
Mm-hmm.
The bottom one, actually, I've just found somewhere. Just go the front bit. So,
all right.
I've just gone off a picture that I found that I'm going to just work off. So, don't flame me if I'm wrong. But it looks all right to me.
Andy, for the mugs, just pop back onto. I haven't put them up for the last couple of days, but if you go back to, oh god, see, I'm out of sync now with everything. We're moving stuff around. If you go back to on the forum and go to where's the Thursday one? Where's the Thursday one? Because I know the Thursday one's got it. The Turkey Shoot Live Thursday evening one. And then scroll down. I can't show you because it's got the password and all the details on it. But on there, if you just go to the Thursday Turkey Shoot 2024, 4 p.m. It's on the Friday and the Thursday one, right? Underneath the video itself in the forum, it's got the picture of the mug and the link and the password of where they are. But obviously, it's in the members exclusive area. So unless somebody in chat can post it up for me, obviously not the YouTube chat, clearly. But on the Flooring Models chat, if somebody can pop that in fact, I may be able to do it. Hold on, let's see if I can do this. I'll try it. It could go horrendously wrong. This is where I tell the world and we sell 1 million mugs. Right. Okay, let me try that. There. So there you go. That's where you'll find the mug. There you go. Rob agrees as well. Yes, keep used mask sets to use as templates. Yeah. Good job.
Right. Right, that's better.
Little tank's going well. He's drying off. Going to do a little bit more oil work once the wash is totally dry. But I'm pretty happy how that is at the moment. So we're just going to get rid of the water.
Right, is everybody happy now? Look, I've got my stripes.
Are you sure they're the right width?
I have no idea and I don't care. If I'm honest.
Okay, so we have a little tank now. Is he weathering in good? Looking the part now. He's got a little bit of water still around the wheels. Probably got a little bit underneath, but now he's looking dirty.
You're not using the thick wash?
No, I think the thick wash might be overkill on this. You'll never see it again.
Add a bit of mud underneath.
Well, you could do, I suppose, but for the moment, I'm just going to keep him simple. I don't want to complicate it. I've almost finished it. Where I do that and something goes horrendously wrong, like it doesn't come off.
Yeah. Yes. Oh dear. Super zoomed in on like Andy's hand and back of his airbrush, look.
You alive, Nathan?
He's still with us. He's muted. He's muted himself.
Is he off spraying somewhere? I just make sure he's okay. He's not like, died.
Sorry, I'm alive. I was making a racket sanding.
No, that's fine. I'll just make sure you're all right. Well-being, make a check. We have a well-being check, please.
Still here.
Better, all right. Ooh, very nice, very nice. The other thing as well, Steve, with the canopies, there's videos up on there, as I said before, but like we always say, you get rid of the seam, and then after you've got rid of the seam, normally with a seam scraper. So if you've got, it doesn't have to be one of these, but I do like it. Obviously, you can just use a shank and just scrape the seam out of the actual canopy. And then once you've done that, you could use a knife, just the edge of a blade of a knife. Everything after that, technically, what you're doing is you're repairing the damage you've caused. All right. So you don't want to be going in there with, something really heavy duty, like a really coarse sandpaper and stuff, or a sponge, because otherwise what you're going to do is you're going to put scratches into the plastic that you've got to get rid of. So you want to go in there with a medium and a fine, and then you go in with a polisher and all the rest of it. And again, you're saying about you've burnt the canopy. I take it you might have like a drill on there with a sponge or something on the end as well. Keep it slow speed. It'd be the equivalent to doing it by hand. You don't want to go quick, because styrene by its nature, being a plastic, gets warm. And I've talked about thermal properties on plastic, which is really geeky and anarchy. But the amount of people who have trouble with sanding because they overheat the model, it's exactly the same principle. If you're doing seam lines on clear parts as well, by their nature, because they're a hard plastic, as soon as the thermal properties change, i.e. heat puts put into them, you can make damage. So you do have to be a little bit careful with them. So again, but I've covered this in loads of videos. Go and have a look at them. You'll be absolutely fine. Could you use a hairdryer on the washes? Yes, of course you can. You can do. But I'm not like the others. And plus the fact my hairdryer broke, so I haven't got it anymore. The only thing I would say about it, if you're using softer paints, shall we say, so definitely on the acrylic ones and things like that, if you're on too hot a temperature, you can soften the paint slightly by the heat. And then by the nature of removing the wash by scrubbing it, what you can actually do is push it into the surface, and because the surface is now slightly soft, you can ingrain the clay into the surface. And sometimes I get people and they say to me, your wash doesn't come off and all the rest of it. Well, that's because it's stuck in the surface, and it's either caused because the paint isn't completely cured and dried, all right, or that it's because you've heated it up. So, they put it in there to warm it up to get it to dry quickly, and then they've come straight in to get it out. But actually what you've done is you've pushed the clay into the surface of the paint. So I always say, if you do it with a hairdryer, do it on a cool setting. In an environment like this, though, it's slightly different to do in aircraft, but an environment like this, what I want to do is use the vehicle for the environmental effect. So by that I mean is that the wash will gather and pull naturally in all the areas on its own. So it's going to get stuck in the crevices, it's going to get stuck in the joins and things like that. It will pull as it would naturally in low spots. So I want it to do that. So obviously if you're blowing it with any type of air, so even a cold airbrush or a hairdryer or whatever, you're going to blow it out of where it would naturally sit. Aircraft, yes, absolutely. And I use an airbrush all the time, and I just cold air with an airbrush and just blow it over just to speed up the drying time. But on something like armor, I want it to naturally sit exactly where it is. So, and all the principles I'm using on this is no different from doing heavy weathering like we've done in the past. So obviously if you look at big heavy duty projects we've done, like on the dozer, when we did the D9 and things like that, that's heavy duty weathering on there. Principle's still the same, because I want it to flow and sit and dry in position as it would on a real thing. So that's the type of effects we're trying to get with it.
I don't think these decals are going to work.
Oh, come on, give them a proper try.
Well, I'm looking at them now with my optivisor on, and I can see the cracks.
Oh,
it'll be all right.
Yeah, go on, give it. Well, put it in water. We want to see it fall apart.
Yeah, you can buy me some new ones then.
You've got spares, I know you have.
I ain't for this. I ain't for Fleet Aeron.
You can paint them.
I was going to say, that's simple.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, I'll get right on that, shall I?
Use one of the American markings to test it.
Just cut round a 5p, you'll be fine.
suit that in
Okay, you've got a posh decal tray.
there. I have
Yes.
like it. I like my posh decal tray. Oh,
See,
God, it's
if that's your first mistake, you should put them up the other way.
no, I know.
Too late now.
Yeah,
You've now cracked them doing that.
Wait, it's not my first rodeo.
I know, but you've just busted them doing that.
Well, they busted anyway, so what difference is it going to make? Look. Ooh.
That's not enough water.
Eh?
More water so they float off and
Yeah, float off and just fall apart in the water.
you can pick all 100 pieces up individually.
Yeah, just have it as a jigsaw puzzle.
Oh, God.
Don't touch it yet. It's not ready. Don't touch it.
I'm not touching anything.
Let
I'm
it naturally float
I am
off.
so impatient with decals.
You are. That's
really
why they
am.
break.
That's why I don't like decaling, because I am so impatient. Make sure I get the right ones on the right actual side, and I think these are the top wing ones. Let's have a look at my fantastic Airfix instructions. Yeah. Do you know what? I've actually got my reference picture up, so I'll use that.
I would.
Yes, the big ones.
Oh, look. Good morning from Election County. Country. Day 2 in Ireland. Have you got a winner yet?
Oh, that's going to be ages off.
When's the unification happening?
Oh, God. Yeah. Brush.
Probably around about Scotland's. Everyone wants to leave us. Can't understand why.
you blame them?
See, you Americans, you started this.
Yeah, look where that's got you.
You look where it's got you, yeah. You could have Keir Starmer as Prime Minister. Or you could have had Boris. Think of the possibilities you could have had if you'd stayed with us.
Yeah. God, you could have had them all.
Good old Liz Truss. She was a trier.
Theresa May, David Cameron.
Theresa May. She had giant feet.
Yeah, if we get a bad one, they don't stick around as long, do they?
No.
38, was it 40 days?
Yeah,
really
lettuce.
Isn't the Irish election just a three-way draw? I think
I
that's
must
it.
admit, I don't know. I'm very ignorant on that. I do apologise. I had no idea about the Irish voting system. It can't be any worse than the American one.
I think it's just like nobody's won it.
Oh, right. So they just make a coalition and just get on with it?
Yeah, totally. But it takes a couple of days to count the results. But the thinking is nobody's won. So they all get to share it.
There you go. Trump gave a thumbs up for Brexit. See?
Yeah, I bet he did.
This ain't releasing.
Give it time. Give it some more soak. Don't be impatient. Soak it again.
To be fair, my water is cold. I could probably do a bit of lukewarm water. I might have
do
to.
You know what? That's how many times have I said on every video? If you've got old decals, never use cold water. Make sure you put them down face down and just leave them. Because warm water, they stretch a little bit. If it's cold water, they go into shock.
Oh shit. Oh dear.
Honestly.
Oh dear. Yeah, that's. Have you seen this?
Oh dear. Yeah. Cracky. That's you. That's user error. Nothing wrong with them decals. Is it just one giant crack? Can you get two halves together, or is it properly gone?
No, that is just gone.
You know what you're better off doing is literally just cut round it and stick them on whole with the backing as well.
Yeah.
They'd be the same thickness as a Tamiya decal. It'd be fine.
Oh god. Yeah. No. Look at that.
A million pieces.
Well, look, you can colour that in afterwards. It'd be fine.
No.
Bit of touch up in there, you'd be all right.
Bugger. Do you know what as well? I actually don't have any spare fleet air on decals either.
Paint them.
Bugger. Right. Okay. Might be back to the vampire or something else because I'm now stuck. I was hoping to get this finished.
You to do 3 circles and you've done it.
Yeah.
No, because I've got all the side slot, the nice Hey ho. And you got any spare decals, Andy? You've built an Hellcat.
What? So the second ones?
Do you know he might have some? Bryn might have some. I'm going to message him. He's always got bloody stuff he don't use.
Oh, that's some 48 ones.
Yeah, I know.
I was going to say, I'm right for 48th or 32nd if you want, but I haven't got anything 72nd.
Anybody else got any spare fleet hero decals I can have? definitely on the scrounge now. I'm in a bit of a pickle. Oh, I'm gutted because I was doing so well, even after me cock up. Oh, it's really cool.
There you go. John says you can have it as a diorama, place it in a factory assembly line with the handles being painted on.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it was a. To be fair, I think really it did need a coat of that stuff, but oh well.
It's just got a rather over-exuberant pilot in it who's jumped in it before it's been finished.
Oh man,
I've got some. I might have some. Don't worry.
Oh well.
Nathan to the rescue. Be all right. Steve says, when he first started modelling, I wondered why people had large stashes and thought they were all mad. Now I've got a massive stash, thanks to Phil. Sorry, that happens. It's a bit like mine, to be honest. I keep having a cull and get rid of a load, and then it seems to grow again.
Yeah.
No, Nigel, I'm not going into politics at all. Don't panic. Because I don't have an opinion, because they're all stupid.
Yeah. You can't fix stupid.
Until I become Prime Minister.
Yeah.
Question, cockpit colour for the RAF Phantom?
Black. Grey. Is it grey? Black? Yeah, I don't know.
Grey. They're grey.
What shade of grey?
You probably could go in like a 36270, that sort of standard grey. It was actually called Admiralty Grey in the RAF ones, if you want to get proper onto it. But I don't know who does Admiralty Grey.
Attacker do it.
Do they? Oh, right. Yeah, if you want to go spot on, Admiralty Grey, but you could just do it in 36270 is pretty much there with it.
Yeah, Attacker do Admiralty Grey.
Although Adam says 321, but it's Admiralty Grey. That's the one.
What did you paint yours, Andy?
Admiralty Grey, and the inside of the cockpit was black. What did I use? I used
XF54.
You can't see it anyway.
No.
By the time the seat's in there, seriously, how much do you see?
Yeah, XF84. That's black. Oh no, dark iron. Sorry.
That's good. What, on the inside of a cockpit of a Phantom?
Matt said. He said, "What did you?" I painted it, and Matt said XF84. No, I used
54. That'll be close enough.
54, I said.
54 is close enough.
I think
54 is technically very close to Admiralty Grey anyway, from back in the day.
So 53 sticking out on me. 53 was starting out on my paint rack. So did I do it 53? I don't know. Yeah, but apparently the inside of the canopies are black.
Yes, that would be. The inside of the canopies are all the canopy framing's black on the inside. But right up to the side areas, they're grey, where the lock is.
The
ejection seat. Because the way that the Phantom works is when the canopy closes, it arms the ejector seat in one, which is quite a good idea, I think. But unless you're inside a hangar.
Yeah.
Don't shoot your roof inside a hangar. Don't do that one, kids. John says, thanks for the PM discount this weekend, team. I'm looking forward to Matt's poem included in the box. Mm-hmm. Yes, like Kareen does.
Yeah.
This is true. Nobby's Nut says, morning floor routine from a sunny Dagenham. Really?
Grandad used to live in Dagenham many moons ago.
Mm. My uncle worked there for his entire life at the Ford factory.
Yeah, my granddad was a labourer in the Ford factory after the war. He moved to Sunny.
Oh, look, Mr. Buller's on.
Hello.
On his train.
On the train. Got Wi-Fi.
He's on his Santa Express today. Yeah, get your Wi-Fi going, John. You can take us for a magical trip.
I only found out the other day that my granddad used to fumigate ships during the Second World War to kill off all the rats and bugs and everything. But when they came into the country, and they went back out again. But then after the war, him and his crew went to Malta for 11 years.
All right.
So he lived in Malta for 11 years doing the same job.
You never knew?
Never knew.
That's mad, isn't it?
Why the hell did he come back?
Well, no, I don't. My dad didn't go over there. My grandma.
Oh right, he went on his own.
Yeah, with a bit of crew and everything, and
for 11 years.
For 11 years.
I mean,
he popped out for a bag of sugar.
Nipping down the shop for a packet of fags.
Popping out for some fags and never getting back.
11 years time, he tips back up home.
Because my dad used to live near City Hospital, Matt.
Oh right, okay.
And I never knew that until we've been going to City Hospital recently. I said, "What were you living here for?" And he says, "Oh, it was when my dad was over in Malta."
You were.
It's funny.
Then after when he got back, they moved to West Bridgeford.
Oh, there you go then.
I thought, things you know.
Things you know that you didn't know.
Yeah.
It's funny how that.
Right. I tell you what I could do actually. It's all off because I've still got canopy frames to sort out and stuff, so I could do that.
Oh, one is out of super glue.
Let's see what's under this.
Okay to touch now. I'm going to start to add some of my small little items.
Come to a grinding halt here because I'm waiting for stuff to dry.
Oxy bloody jerry cans. How am I supposed to paint these?
Huh.
Do you think anyone will notice I don't put the handles on?
Doubt it. 72 scale. No, you've said it.
Because really, seriously, I don't think I can be asked to put these on. I think what we do is we'll try and paint these with some crayons, and then after that, I think we'll think of something else.
Guess what?
What?
Masking fluid failed me again.
Oh no.
It's got one job to do masking fluid and it can't manage to actually do that. Seriously, what is up with these bloody product?
Whose masking fluid was it?
Microscale stuff. Gave 2 coats as well, because obviously that lot fell off, didn't it?
Yeah.
So I redid it and like figured, and then it's just gone bloody God. Just do it all pear shaped. I don't believe it. You're right. Don't believe. Oh, God. One day I will learn my lesson not to use that stuff. What have I got with me? Toothpicks. Box of toothpicks. Here we go. Don't believe it.
let's put some headlights on. Add some of the smaller little details. Tweezers. Ooh, try flaky tweezers. Right, where do the lights go? Just down in the slot.
The airbrush cleaner on that, I think.
Come on, don't be so special. Seriously, why does that one? Do they have a left and a right? Oh, they do. Oh, that'll be it then, eh? 2. That's better. Right, wing mirror is the one on the left.
Right. Right, I've got a box in here somewhere. Okay, here's the instructions. Probably better off looking at mini arts, but hey, where's that one go? That one's there. That one's on the front. All right, okay. Just need a quick paint it back. No, that's brown. The brown chipping colour, everyone, is quite good for doing handles on pickaxes and stuff for the wooden. Actually, not a bad colour. What's that colour?
It's called chipping, whatever it is, the colour. But actually, it's quite good for wood, dark wood.
I'm going to say, because there's a wood colour, isn't there?
Hmm. Okay.
Tell you what, the one advantage of using acrylic paints is it cleans off with a bit of airbrush cleaner.
Hmm.
Thankfully.
Right, so this just goes up top, round about here. Is it squared on or does it follow the curve? I think it's squared. Just go on there. Right. Pickaxe goes to the rear, then we've got the little sticky up bits. So these here. Go on the sides. Definitely quiet as everyone concentrates.
Yeah.
I know.
Roger's asked a good question.
Yeah.
What's the most amount of kits you've worked on at any one time? Well, I don't want to admit that to myself. I think this year for me has been the year of not getting stuff finished. So probably worse this year than any other.
Because I bet Phil's going to beat us on that when you to commission work, aren't you?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
What was your record, Phil, then?
Well, as I say, don't forget, it's not a true representation because I had a production line going when I was doing the Hornets and stuff. So any one time, I probably had around about 12 on the go.
Right.
12 to 16 at the time. But again, it was like a factory, as I spoke about at depth before. But the doing the Hornets, I had them in batches of 3 in 4 batches. So you'd always have 3 at any particular workstation. So that's how they'd be working. And technically I had 4, and then you always had a few more on the go as well. But I always had it in 3 aircraft running in 3 batches. So 3 would be completed a week. And that's how it always was. So they went through the station. So each day they would have to be at the next station. So they just get moved on. So then, every day you're starting technically 3 new kits. So, yeah. But any one time on the bench, probably the most I'd have, maybe 12, but it used to be sort of, as an average, I would say sort of 12, maybe say sometimes it might go up to 16 occasionally. Also, it depended on the complexity of the markings at the tail end of it. If it was a custom marking job for it, then yeah, it'd be a little bit longer. But if it was a standard, decals straight on and out it went, then yeah, you'd always have 12 on the go at any one time. When I did the Skyhawks, I used to do 5 at a time, but they'd only had them in 3, 2 or 3 stations, so it wasn't as full on.
Did you charge for the whole job, or did you charge per kit?
It was for 3 at a time, so the price would be for 3 because the contract would be that obviously 3 kits would be completed every week. So that's how it was, and then I used to get paid monthly for it. So it was that thing about you'd have a sundries cost, the labour cost and kit cost, because obviously at one point I was supplying the kits and then he switched that they were supplying the kits, so which was nice when I used to get the big carton of 12 Hornets turn up. So I used to get like 4 cartons of Hornets turn up every couple of months. It was always quite nice. Saves me going around robbing everyone to try and find them.
Yeah.
Right, save that. Ooh. There you go. Good for that.
Looking good, Matt.
It is looking very nice.
It's looking better now. I've got all that stuff off the canopy. Oh, God.
Good job you used acrylics, isn't it?
It is, yeah, it is. Even the primer that had seeped through come off as well, because I wouldn't have done that if it was a lacquer-based stuff. That would never have come off. So, yours.
So before we do that, let's get these other ones on and they can be drying.
That's just great. I'm just proper boxed into a corner here, just waiting for stuff to dry. So the mission for today is to get it together, but not finished.
Christopher says, hello, if I send you a Kinetic 24th scale P47 Razorback, will Phil and Matt do a joint build?
No.
It's a big old build. But maybe my next summer project, as I say, I've been warning this for a long time, but next year's summer, I'm going to be in my new little studio. So, and obviously it's a little bit compact and bijou.
You'll be down to 1/144th scale.
Yeah,
it will be. Yeah. So I'm going to be moving down to our post and where all our stock is. So, has anyone seen it on any of the shows? You'll know it's a bit cosy in there.
You'll manage.
Whilst the house gets demolished. See what the little tools for the scale are absolutely beautifully done.
For initial concerns, that kit has redeemed itself, hasn't it?
Yeah, I said the instructions are a little bit crappy, but the actual quality of everything that's on this is really very, very good. And now painting on the sprue with marker pads is my latest bestest thing ever. Don't even have to clean me bloody paintbrush afterwards. It's mega. And it's great for jobs like this where I forgot to do them. You pop along with your marker and you know it'll be dry in a couple of minutes.
Oh, God.
What have you done now?
Do you know what? I thought I'd just have a look for some decals for, you know, for this kit. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking extra decal. They're pretty good, aren't they?
Yep.
So they've got sets called Yanks with Roundels Part 3. Fleet Hero, yeah. So you've got Helldivers and Hellcats and Avengers and it's the only one out of stock.
Always.
When the hell are extra decals ever out of stock?
Who the hell ever bought them?
Oh, you are absolutely having a laugh. We've got Corsairs. I've got some nice Corsairs on actually as well. In the Fleet Hero. Because the only other ones that I can find are the slate grey and extra dot sea grey ones.
Right.
That are actually in stock. Oh. Right, I really am now backed into a corner.
Never mind.
Never mind, eh?
You could always just carry on with your weathering.
Oh, yeah, we've got to put the decals on, haven't you? Then weather them in. I'll be back on the vampire, I think, this afternoon. We'll have to just have a bit of a break so I can sort some decals out.
Okay, so I'm going to use this chipping colour because it's not that bad for a rusty type of exhaust colour, this. I think with a couple of coats.
What? I've got Pacific Fleet Aero.
Have you?
Like that one.
Let's have a look.
They look like American ones.
There.
They're different, aren't they?
Yeah, well, yeah. Mine are just
round.
The rounds and a serial number and stuff. So yeah.
Okay, question. How to clean soft rubber tyres on Tamiya motorcycle kits?
As in how to get rid of the seam?
Yes.
Well, I've heard about freezing them and then sanding it, but I don't know whether if that's some urban myth.
No, you can, and I've done it. But the trouble is, they thaw out, especially if you hold them in your hand, incredibly quickly.
Yeah.
It's more, you've literally got moments to do it. I have done it in the past. I did it on the F1 car, popped them in the freezer overnight and then got them out. And then I went round with a knife and then I sanded them afterwards. But again, it's not I wouldn't say it's a perfect thing because the seam line runs through the tyre, if that makes sense. It's not just on the surface. It runs right the way through it sometimes. So that is the problem that you have with it. It's very, very difficult to get rid of it.
What about sticking it on a drill and actually
spinning it
out?
Do you know what? I think one of the best ways I have seen of doing it is where people actually paint it, physically cover, fill the tire almost. Put a coat of primer around it, especially the latex-based primers, and they put that onto it and then paint them. Because they are notoriously, if you get the ones which have a really big, the old-fashioned Tamiya ones used to always have them, wouldn't it, in the middle? They can be a little bit of a nightmare to get them out. The bike ones are the same as well. So but I have seen people do that where they literally sand it on a drill almost right back, then they put a nice smooth latex primer right the way over it and get a nice finish, and then they paint them, and then obviously they're good to go from that. Right, let me just try and clippy these on a second, and then I'll magnifiers because we need them for this kit. Right, this is our box, goes there. All right, that's the jack.
Jack your body.
Have you seen that one on the train in India with the bloke holding on to his mate?
Yeah, they're doing Titanic.
It's like Titanic Indian style. That is so funny.
Yeah.
Let that dry. Let that dry. Let's get these on. Right, that one goes there. That's the exhaust. Jerry cans to the rear, which I get. Those go on there. So where does the little box go? The little box comes to the front. Past there. Then we've got the spade. Right, okay. Stowage on a 1/72 kit. I'm going back to doing matchbox. I'm waiting for it to fly at me tweezers at 1,000,000 miles an hour. That'll cap it off, wouldn't it?
Definitely.
Do you know what? I am amazed though, the photo etch is still on this. Considering I've handled it quite a lot, all the photo etch for the eyes are all still on it.
Not pinged it.
They haven't actually bent or flown off or anything, so I'm actually amazed by them.
That is a modelling miracle, really, isn't it?
Yeah. How they've stayed on after all of this, I have no idea. Okay, so that's those, that's those, that's those. So that one's going to go there. That's the jacky thing. So where does the wire cutters go? On the turret? Nope. Where do the wires cutters go? Or is this just one of those optional extras? Oh, it's got a reversing light. Okay, so that's the axe. Okay, that bit I get. That goes on there. E25? I've been seen E25. Where's E25? E and E. 5. Where's he? Ooh, done with the sprue.
I'm running out of clamps, yeah.
Christ, it's so small, it doesn't even look like a piece on your sprue. Okay, quick paint on the sprue.
That's it. That's all I can do.
But you're stuck now, Nath.
I'm literally watching paint dry.
Hold on, I wonder if I get my jack in whilst we wait.
I'm watching glue dry, rather. Everything clamped.
Right, let me try and get a spade in. Spade. Spade. Right. Then the little handle. Oh, come here. I'll pick 2 things up. Right, handle thing. Jesus Christ. Smallest amounts of glue required. I need a pointy thing. Tiniest piece of glue. There we go. I'm sure we could just molded this into the surface, but oh no. Want to see stowage equipment going on. Okay, I've got to put the jack on the back, but that can go in afterwards. Okay, so now which way round does this little guy go? So this goes this way. Pointy end forward or flat end forward? Flat end forward. Okay, Mr. Jack. How the hell does that go? Oh, I've made a small faux pas, done it upside down. It's alright, we won't touch the glue, it'll be fine.
Oh, nice. Oh, look. This is definitely a 3-foot job, you know, this tram. I'm literally stuck, I can't do anything.
No.
Like, it's almost lunchtime, isn't it? Not far off.
Not far off.
What's going on? Any questions in the forum? Now's the time to pop them up.
Yeah, stick your questions in, PPs, and we'll have a quick look round everywhere before we scoop. Let's get this guy in.
Have some cheap restaurants.
Here we go, look. Stowage equipment going on.
So fill that little
quick touch up. Okay, so that barley thing. That's gunmetal. Gunmetal, where's gunmetal? Chipping colour, black thingy. What have we done with gunmetal? Dark aluminium, gunmetal. That's all we want. Gunmetal just down in here. Luckily, I've got my leftover pizza for lunch because I didn't have it for breakfast.
Nice. What pizza was it?
You know what? I just went old school and I went with garlic bread with cheese. 9-inch with chips last night. So I've still got half a pizza left.
Right.
Yeah. So me and the dogs are happy. Tams, not so.
Yeah.
Garlic and cheese, not a fan. Oh, I wonder if we do the little white bits.
I'll send you the phone number for my cardiologist, Phil.
Nah, it's fine. I'm all right. Nothing wrong with me. I'm bulletproof after the last couple of years.
I've got leftover pizza for dinner today.
I've got a pasta.
Oh, very nice. What flavour? Traditional, or you got a bit?
Yeah, I will say a traditional Ginster's pasta.
Oh,
Ginster's isn't a pasty.
I know, but that's what I got. So I will warm one of those.
I think I've got exactly the same as Phil. As Matt.
Better than nothing.
It's better than nothing.
Zebra flavoured.
Yeah, whatever it is, but yeah.
You know what? I have to go past that factory every Monday.
Yeah,
Wellington. And the smell, I would say it's delicious, but
I'm about to say, I bet it's delightful, isn't it?
Horrible smell comes out of that place.
Absolutely lovely.
The smell. Yes.
Question for the team: what's your favourite vintage muscle car? Oh my god.
Mine's a Camaro. 100%.
Bit of a Camaro.
Say the original
Bumblebee.
Bumblebee, yeah, but yeah, kind of, yeah, that sort of 68.
The classic one he was.
68. I quite like the
Bumblebee. I think the Bumblebee is more a 70s one, isn't he? I think wasn't Bumblebee a 72 or something?
Yeah, I think like late probably 68 to perhaps 7, because they did a 70.5, which was a Baldwin Motion one, which I think just looked really cool. I've got a kit of it, to be honest with you. I think AMT did one, but yeah, I would, because it like people were either Mustang or the Chevrolet or the Ford, and I was definitely the Chevrolet. Yeah, I think they're cool looking cars, to be honest.
Mine's got to be the original Corvette Stingray, I think.
Yeah, the Stingray was all right, but apparently really unreliable, weren't they?
Original 50th one.
The proper one with the nice big arches, big flared arches.
Split screen.
Yeah.
Split rear screen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then I'd probably go for a Austin Healey 3000 or something than something American, to be honest with
you. my taste in cars is just weird anyway, so I'm out of this one.
Yeah. A Trabant can't Nave. It's a muscle car.
I'll go with a Ford 150, the old classic square.
Someone's got a Ford Anglia. Midge has got a Ford Anglia.
Yeah, but Ford 450 is a pickup truck, isn't it? Rather than
I know, but it's still got a bigger engine than anything you'd find over here. I think it counts as a muscle car, doesn't it? What size engine was in them?
Yeah, but how much power did they produce?
It doesn't matter. It looked cool.
Proper
square one.
I'll tell you my backup would be, because it got a muscle car engine, a Jensen Interceptor.
Yeah.
Just to say, I drive an Interceptor.
Yes, I'm an Interceptor.
Just the coolest name.
Just to say you drive a plastic car.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's like a 7 litre at one point, didn't there? 7.5 litre engine in them, I think. The last ones, I don't know. Chrysler engine. Crackers. Cool looking thing, though.
Yeah. What's the name drove one? Was it Joanne Lumley?
Yeah.
Imagine trying to run a 7 litre car these days.
Oh, God, yeah. You wouldn't get very far, would you?
50 quid and get around the corner to Tesco's.
Yeah.
I'm going to go.
That's what I want. A 1979 150.
It's the classic.
Look at that. This is bloody adverts. Hold on, let me get rid of that.
That's it.
There you go. This is my classic. Look at that.
It's not really a muscle car, though, is it? It's a pickup.
I know, but it's all right, isn't it?
Oh, it's cool. Don't get me wrong. Yeah, it's cool, but it's not a muscle car.
Nice bench seat in there. I can have my gun on the back seat. It's fine.
Yeah, your 2 Labradors
with 2 Labradors, with their ears flapping in the back, it'll be fine.
Your pair of
4-speed manual, 3 litre.
Why don't you get yourself one of them?
Because I can't afford one. You know me, I prefer me pickups to a thing. I'll tell you what I would have. I'd have one of the new Shelby F-150s. They're quite nice. If you've got a spare few quid.
Would you? You wouldn't have a cat and elf chance in a muscle car around Devon with those little windy roads.
Oh
would
no,
you?
that's it. Can you imagine coming through the lanes, especially one of them bouncing across the road like? Whoa.
You'd literally take up the full width of the road. No one would pass.
No.
Do you know what? Who was it? Was it Chris Eubank who took the muscle car idea and just took it one extra level and bought a truck?
Yeah, he just had the cab, wouldn't it? Because it was overweight to drive on UK roads with anything on it. So he just had the front end, wouldn't it?
I saw him drive through Trafalgar Square twice. He just had this American truck and blasting the horn and all that as you do. I thought, he's got the right idea.
Just have the ULEZ would love him now.
Oh, God, imagine.
Oh, well, then he gets out of him in his tweed, doesn't he? And...
Yeah. See, I think the car the sort of thinking about this briefly, the car scene out of Bullet was that was a Ford Mustang, wasn't it?
Yeah, and a Dodge Charger. I mean, it would have been a Dodge Charger, to be honest, because I really like them, but I think the other one wins for me, to be honest. Because a Dodge Charger is huge. It's a proper big car.
So there you go. This is it. This is my dream. Look at that.
Jesus. Look at that size of the wheels thing.
Nice.
That does look cool, though.
You need a Tamiya one of them, mate.
Look at the interior.
Round.
Got a bit of velour.
Nice bit of velour to slide up and down as you're going around the corners.
I do like how everything is the same colour.
Yeah,
Door cards, dashboard, carpet, seats, and it's roof lining. Yeah.
My first car was a Hillman Minx with a bench seat in it, but it was plastic, you know? So literally you went round the corners and you're in your seatbelt and your arse would slide off down there if you overdid it. It was awful. Yeah.
They didn't think that through, really, did they?
No.
You know.
I suppose for America, though, so you can have your chick with you in the truck and all the rest of it. In England, doesn't have that same sort of appeal.
You don't Your little Ford Angular van, it's not the same, is it?
No, that's it. In your Astra.
In your Astra van.
Astra van.
If you had all the money to spend on a car, would you get a... I'd be happy with a Mini Cooper, a proper one.
I don't know anymore, to be honest. I really don't know.
Would you go Italian if you had money?
They look nice. They look nice. Put it that way. I don't know.
Yeah.
You'd just never. Yeah. You'd have it, but never drive the blooming thing.
Yeah, exactly.
I'd definitely probably Porsche or something.
Porsche, practical, aren't they?
Mm-hmm.
Everyone around here's got Range Rover Sports. They seem to be the
but they're
silly car of choice.
Useless.
Anyway, speaking of muscle cars, because that's a perfect segue, sometimes I even impress myself. Right?
God.
There we go. Christopher's working on the 69 Pontiac GTO.
Cool car.
Look, they just copied that from our Capri.
Do you reckon? I do think so. I like how I do like how the lights are behind grills and then they just slide back to reveal.
Also, it's got that front crumple zone to instantly mutilate anyone who ever gets run over.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, that's a bit of a cool car, that is.
Very nice. Yes. Very nice. There we go. Bit of seam work on the old tyres on them.
Yeah.
We'll have to ask Chris how he deals with it.
You need to do some burnouts. Get rid of the tread.
Cook them. It's a bit like once I had a guy said to me that how he does weight on wheels, he literally's got a Teflon frying pan and just melts them onto it.
That's not bad, actually.
I've never tried it, but it's one of those that makes sense, but I wonder.
It smells delightful.
Yes, that's it. Put your your eggs in it afterwards. Oh, look at that nice colour. Tamiya metallic green TS80 from the rattle can. Nice.
Yeah,
it's like the Green Lantern. Very nice. Work down the engine. Look at that.
I do like American cars where they always used to do the engine base satin black or black. So if you did do a repaint, you didn't have to take the engine out and strip it all. It's a good idea.
The interior, nice work with the engine.
It just seemed like an era of motoring that's just, you can't buy cars like that anymore, can you?
That look good.
Not allowed to buy any cars like that anymore.
That era of that sort of design has just gone, hasn't it?
Oh yeah, health and safety's killed it, isn't it?
All cars, modern cars, all like look.
Still got to be electric.
Still look the same.
Okay, we've got a fine moulds. This is the Mitsubishi from Mark.
Ooh.
Another interesting box art. Doesn't really show the plane off very well, but
it's not the greatest, is it? That at all? No.
What's it look like?
Why is it sort of all one colour as well?
I think that's lighting.
Yeah,
unless it's gold.
Well, yeah, perhaps it's gold fingers.
Yeah, what colour is it supposed to be? Is it the brown colour? Is it the?
Don't know. Interior. We'll find out this afternoon with any luck. Don't know if we'll find it in here. No.
If his decals don't shatter on.
There we go. Coming through.
Look.
Ooh.
Oh, perhaps it's silver.
Oh, look, I was just waiting for the next colour to come through. Yeah, maybe it's silver.
Does it? Done.
Or gold. Perhaps it is gold.
Perhaps it is a gold one.
I think you should paint it gold now to match the box art. Now you've said that.
Okay, on the Japanese front, we've got the rough with the smooth. Mark's working on the Tamiya 48 scale.
That's really aerodynamic with that great float hanging under it.
The classic kit as well for the nose weight.
Bit of nose weight.
It's just a bit. I don't think you can get that kit anymore.
No.
Ooh, I've got a trolley.
They used to do. Do you remember the? They used to have the little motors for the Tamiya kits, the 48 scale ones. They did the float plane 0 as well. Never built that one. Built all the others, but not that one. But yeah, you get a trolley.
You had no chance in a dogfight with a massive float on that, did you?
No, you're not going to be turning and burning with that hanging off the bottom.
I wonder what the point of it was.
Well, landing on water, but
well, no, I know, but actually to stick it on a 0.
It must have been like one of those like mad sort of outlying island type long range recon. Don't know.
I was going to say, is it armed recon?
If it was long range recon, I don't know. I don't know much about the aircraft with the float, so perhaps it was. Yeah, perhaps it was a recon one.
I wonder how many they had.
Oh look, Nathan, tornado. The point you won.
The Airfix one.
Man.
So anyway, I was watching a thing the other day, and they were talking about how cracked the tornado's radar was.
Right,
is that true? Apparently, it was saying there's about as much point having a Rio in it as having a brick. But by the end of service, it was all right. But at the time, it was awful because it was a bit overpowered. So it used to show everything, and you could never find your target. Is that true? It's only what I was hearing and talking. But apparently, they were saying that the radar wasn't tuned at that point, if we say so. You'd literally turn it on, and you just get a million returns, and you had no idea what you're looking at. So
it was of its time, remember? So
yeah,
70s aircraft. Then the 3s and 8s.
What's his name? The American F-14 pilot talking to.
I can't remember, to be honest. It was a while ago. I read it a few months. I watched it. It was a few months ago. It's one of those things on YouTube that's clipping through. As I was waiting for my video to render, it came up, and he was talking about. They were talking about the tornado. They were talking to a Rio in a tornado. And as he was saying, he said to him, so was it as bad as they said it was in the back? And he did say, yeah, when it went into service, it just didn't work. He said, used to have, I would say, when he was on it, I think he was on the later stage of it when he was on them. But at the end, he said it was all right. It did work. It was really good at the end. But to start with, when it went into service, you literally said you turn the radar on and you just get thousands of returns come back. And you had no idea what any of them were. So you're trying to filter it through as the aircraft's manoeuvring and it's getting new returns and it just completely overwhelmed you. So from a practicalities point of view, he said it's really difficult to work with.
Just designed to intercept Tu-95, really, wasn't it?
Mm.
I have to talk to our man in the know.
Yes, we do know a Rio. We'll have to ask him. He probably doesn't remember knowing him.
Well, it took over from the Phantom, didn't it? So. It's a roughie. It's a classic kit.
Is that a classic kit to avoid, though?
I think so.
How many of them you built, Nate?
1 or 2.
You ought to revisit it.
No, it's okay. It's just all the Hasegawa kit. Looks all right, doesn't it? Good tornado.
Trouble with this Airfix kit is it's not brilliant, but also, again, I'm pretty sure shouldn't these be slightly raised?
Yeah.
There's a gap, isn't there, underneath it?
There is like a little exit vent.
There's a top vent, isn't it? Like a blow-through system. But what Airfix were thinking about with this one, because the fuselage halves didn't really join very well, if I remember rightly, because it's the bottom and the top, and you've got exactly the same as I did. And Greg, I'm not taking anything away from your work, because seriously, if I can find it, I'll show you the picture of mine, and it is terrible. I tried to rescribe it, and I used to use it as my standard joke when people say they can't rescribe, and I show, no, nor can I. So it is absolutely woeful. So good luck bashing that one together, because that is definitely not an easy build at all with that one.
Have fun, Greg. Just have fun.
It could be worse. It could be the 48 scale one, and that proper is bad because the top and fuselages are different.
Yeah.
So
I think you just have to work within what the kit lets you.
Yeah, what you've got.
The missions of the kit, and then enjoy it.
Mm-hmm. Right, balance, got a bit of an armour, and then we'll call it quits. We've got the Panzerwagen 1.
That's the new one.
The new tall one.
The brand new one. Yeah.
That's clear now.
Is that an A or a B? How many road wheels has it got? Is it 5?
It's a B. It's got 5.
5, yeah.
It's a stretch version.
It is. It is, yeah.
It's supposed to be quite interesting to do a side-by-side build with the old one of theirs and the new one.
They've never done a Panzer one.
Have they never done a Panzer one?
That's the first Panzer one they've got. Yeah, they did Panzer 2s, but they never did.
That's what I'm thinking of, a Panzer 2.
Because I built the Taken one, so it might be interesting to see how the Tamiya compares to the Taken one. So, yeah.
Looks very nice, though. Sharp.
Yeah, it is typical Tamiya, isn't it? So,
look, you get a little mould look. Look, you get a mould for bending the exhaust cover look.
Yeah. They do that quite a bit now on newer kits.
That's clever.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Dead handy. Because trying to bend stuff like that's an absolute nightmare, isn't it?
So trying to bend that around a pencil or something.
Like we've all done.
Yeah.
Yeah, that ain't working.
Fun game.
Fair enough. Right, okay then, people. We will call it right there. We're going to be back with you this afternoon at 2 o'clock for the reveal. So everyone's shaking their head now.
I'm gutted. I'm proper gutted.
Yes,
you'll be the only one that's going to finish.
And all my wheels touch the ground.
He has built an easy snap together little.
Yeah, throw together kit. That's it. So, especially after Thursday night, I'm thinking, what the hell have I done?
Yeah.
So, no, we're all right. Coming together nicely. And it's looking pretty good now, even if I do say myself. So we'll get some finishing weathering onto this one. get the final bits onto it, and say a little bit of stowage items go on this one as well, and we'll be calling it quits on that one. Remember, if you can get your work done around about, I'm going to say around about 3 o'clock, and then obviously we can then go through. As I said, all week long, do not rush your build. If you've got something on the go, don't just throw it through to get it through. It doesn't matter. Keep going. What I'll do is I'll close them down on Thursday, probably Friday, be more like it. All right. So you've got all day Thursday. Friday morning about 10 o'clock, I'll do the reveal video for it, which will appear on next Friday's show. So in theory, although we say it's a weekend build, you haven't. You've actually got until Friday next week to finish off your build. So don't rush anything. I'll tell you that now. Now you've all rushed it. But you can carry on clearly, like we've always done every year, right the way through till Thursday. But if you can finish it for the challenge, absolutely, we'll be having a look at those around about 3 o'clock this afternoon as we go through. So yes, good job. We all on this afternoon?
Yes. Yep.
Kareen's going to join us this afternoon as well. I think she's in, and then John will be joining us from a train with loads of kids.
Screaming kids.
Screaming kids on a train. He'll be fine. But he's doing Santa Express, so he'll be fine on that one. Right. Okay then, guys. We will leave it right there. Thank you very much for joining us. We'll catch you 2 o'clock. So just in a couple of hours, we'll be back with you as well for the final part of the show. Right. We all done, gentlemen?
Yeah, we're done.
Okay. Happy modelling. Take care. We'll see you all again soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.